Yeah.
All right, UFC on Fox Orlando, number 28, I believe.
I think so.
And it's recap time. So
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Good card, huh?
Man, you know, I thought it was going to be a good card, but wow, holy shit. Like,
better than I thought.
What more could you ask for?
Even the decisions weren't boring.
Yeah.
So it was pretty nice.
So we'll cover a couple of the prelims and then the main card. I know you wanted to talk about your boy, Smiling Sam Alvey.
I'm a big, Sam Alvey fan.
Yeah, so...
he looked good again.
Knockout.
I think he went up to 205 and then had a first-round walk-off knockout.
Yeah, that's always good.
And then blamed Cormier for leaving the 205 division because he came in it.
While smiling.
I don't know if that's the case, but...
Probably not, but hey.
I just like his attitude. You know, you got so many guys trying to be assholes in there, fake fighting and verbal confrontation. So it's good to see this guy just having a good time all the time. So.
And he smiles all the time.
Well, he's smiling, Sam Alvey.
I get it, but like even when you're looking at the UFC website and they have the tell the tape, he's still smiling.
Yeah, he doesn't stop.
At some point, you're supposed to look serious and be like, okay, I'm going to kick his ass, but he
he enjoys his life, so
he just does
good
it.
for him.
Yeah,
don't really have to talk about it much. I mean, he knocked the dude out, walked away.
I mean, that's enough, right?
Yeah.
So good for him. He moves up and he'll be fighting tougher competition. Not Daniel Cormier.
No,
but.
No. Well, Cormier's not
2 times. I mean, we'll get into it. 2 times Daniel Cormier got called out tonight.
Yeah.
But another fight, is Ben Saunders versus Alan Jouban. Now, that had the makings of a great fight. I knew from the beginning. You know, Jouban's so technical, man. He's so fluid and so technical, and so composed. And then Ben Saunders, I fought him one time. So I prepared to fight this guy, and we fought in Germany. And you know, I've always been a big fan of his before we fought, after we fought. So he brings it every time, too. So I figured this is going to be a really good matchup.
We're going to have to get him on here. I picked him to win this fight. So
yeah,
he just got chopped down with those leg kicks.
I was worried, man, because I know Jouban is a very, very good fighter. You know, I picked Saunders because I wanted him to win. You know, I always want people to win that I fought.
Makes you look better.
I want people that I fought to be good fighters. And, like, he is a good fighter, obviously. So I want him to keep winning and do good. He's had a ton of fights since he's fought me, actually. But Jouban, man, just proved to be so fluid. Like, it was amazing because he took Ben Saunders kind of out of his game, right? I mean, he was trying to get his clinch game going, trying to get his striking going, and he was almost looking a little bit sloppy. But I think he was just desperate to try to land something because Jouban was so composed. Like, he would land a combination on Jouban or just land a strike at all, and he just didn't react. And he was so just like right there. His technique was beautiful. His leg kicks were beautiful.
13 leg kicks in the first round.
It's amazing. I mean, his technique was flawless. It really was. He did really well. And then I think they broke it down good enough during the fight, like where he had him so off his rock. I mean, I think it was a mixture of being rocked and being completely just imbalanced because of his legs, probably because of kicks. So it was like a mixture of just everything. I mean, the panic that was probably going through Ben Saunders' mind was, I mean, he was probably like freaking out at this stage.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you saw him in the second round. Like, he was like panic, man. Like, I mean, he couldn't walk. He couldn't even literally walk. He looked like a zombie. Like, he literally couldn't walk. And I think it was 50% that his legs were given out and 50% that he was rocked because he was taking those elbows. Man, how vicious were those elbows from Jouban?
Yeah. Well,
but he kept fighting like a warrior. I mean, you can't.
And when he did get knocked out, his leg folded up underneath him, but it looked like he walked out fine and was having a good time with it.
That's the thing you worry about, man. When that
so
happens,
I think he's fine on the
because you could twist. I mean, you could.
You don't want to see somebody get hurt like that.
Yeah, you could tear your ACL or something like that. I've seen that happen many times. But at the time they knocked him out, I mean, it couldn't have been a more perfect setup. Like, he had him against the cage. He was wobbly on his legs, and then as he pulled him out, they broke it down. But it was like exactly what I think DC said. He was trying to find his footing. So he was 100% more concerned with his footing
his balance,
than trying to block any shots. And so he was just trying to balance. His hands were down here, and, man, just a fucking brutal left. I mean, it couldn't have been harder.
Sucks. Like I said, I like Saunders, but
and thank God he didn't follow. Like you said, thank God he didn't follow up, man, because like he knew exactly what he did. He knew he was knocked out, and like thank God he didn't follow up and like land another vicious. You know,
that fight could have been stopped a minute and a half.
I mean, if it was Stevens and Emmett,
he would have.
One of those two guys,
or you.
I won't put me in there, but I'm just saying if it was one of those two guys, there'd have been 15 more punches somehow before they stopped it. But so good for Jouban, man, and he's moving up. You know, he was on like I want to say a 2-fight losing skid for 2017, and then he won 3 fights in 2016. So he was looking really good, and then he's went on a big skid. So now he's finally making traction, and so good for him. You know, he's coming back, and Ben Saunders is kind of hit or miss. as of late, so he'll pick himself back up. You know, he doesn't stay on the skid for very long, so I'm sure he'll figure out what to do next and improve his game. So there's those 2 fights.
Well, hold on. Fun fact about Joe Ban. You know, his kid's name is Cage.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And he fights in the cage.
Yeah.
Don't know what kind of relevance that is.
You said that 17 times.
I just thought that was weird, you know?
I don't know where you're going with that, but I was hoping you had a real funny joke. But
I don't. I mean, no.
I mean, do you think it has any relevance to the fact that they fight in a cage? Or do you think
it's got to be. I mean, firemen don't name their kid Burning House. I guess that's where they work. I don't know. I got nothing. But, yeah, you still see what I'm going, you know? That's their office. It's a burning home. They don't name the kid Fire Station.
They help kittens and stuff sometimes.
Kittens.
They don't always go into burning homes.
That's just TV.
My uncle's a firefighter, dude, and firefighters respond to every single call.
He's never.
If it's like a lost bicycle or a fight,
dude, that's
I'm
TV,
telling you,
there's no way he's gotten a cat out of a tree.
No, I'm telling you, a firefighter responds to every emergency, no matter if it's a fire, a shooting, anything.
Well, that I get. Okay, but hold on.
So
if there's any firefighters watching, have you ever saved a cat? That is horseshit. That is impossible.
Leave a comment. I guarantee you, there's a firefighter that saved a cat at some point or another. At least from a fire. At least from a fire. Put out the window.
That's different. I'm talking about, my cat's stuck in the tree. So they go and get their ladder, get it down, then go home.
Every TV show from like the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. From the 60s. It's like,
well, since the 60s to the 90s. And then they were like, what the
you were born
in
in
the 70s. Then cats got
got
smart and they actually let them inside. So now they'll
come down to it.
They're for old ladies. Too much?
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, moving on.
Okay, so moving on. Let's move on. So the first fight on the main card was it Mike Perry?
Yeah.
Was Mike Perry, right?
Yeah.
Mike Perry and Griffin. And wow.
Yikes, huh?
Yeah, Max Griffin, right?
Yeah.
Max Payne Griffin.
He was the biggest underdog on the card.
3-1. 3-1 underdog. And
I picked him, remember. So
you did pick him.
I did.
Yeah. I thought Perry was going to take this fight. And I will say that Max Payne took him completely out of his element. He looked completely different in this fight. I will say he showed his heart. He fought hard, and he was throwing bombs till the end. And, man, way to pick it up in the 3rd round.
He won that 3rd round.
I mean, way to pick it up, man, because he definitely took a lot of damage. He was bleeding. He was hurt. But here's the scary part. The scary part isn't that he lost that fight. The scary part is Griffin just gave the blueprint on how to beat Mike Perry. And everybody above Griffin is even better. I mean, not that Griffin's going to get there. He's working his way up. He's going there. But the people above him are better fighters at this stage. And he kind of laid out the blueprint. You have to move and pick them apart. And he did it perfectly. You know, I mean, obviously Perry caught up to him eventually, landed a couple of big shots, but he took him and he stuck to his game plan. And I think he coasted in the 3rd round, in my opinion. I think he sort of knew he was winning. I mean, you had to know you're winning at that stage.
Yeah.
So
that's why he didn't attack that 3rd round.
I think he was complacent, and he just was kind of like,
he almost got caught
trying to win. And I think that's what happened, dude. I think he was still trying to fight as hard as he could and stick to the game plan, and worried about losing. He probably wouldn't have taken hardly any damage at all. But getting complacent and just trying to kill time and move and try new things, especially that flurry. He went off with a flurry and landed not landed, but he attempted to land like 5 or 6 punches in a row, and he got caught hard. So
you said he was...
that was the one time he got the most caught, I think.
Do you remember your joke during the fight?
What?
That he was paranoid? Is that what you...
It was your joke.
That was your joke.
No, you re-stole it.
Yeah, well, it happens. Still proud of you.
Yeah, I think it was paranoid at that point, literally, because... I mean, he was having to come out there. But anyway, hats off.
Well, he was the biggest favorite on the whole card, so that's got to play some kind of thing in your head when you go into a fight.
Hats off to Mike Perry, for sure, for fighting in there and fighting hard. I think it took him out of his game plan. He didn't look as good as normal. He wasn't happy with the decision, obviously. He didn't get a knockout. He's known for just crushing people. I mean, his knockouts are highlight reels, every single one of them. And congratulations to Griffin for moving up, man. He definitely made a statement beating that guy, because he's a vicious striker. And I think Mike Perry is going to have to not only improve physically and mentally after a loss, which you have to do mentally after every loss, but he's going to change his style a little bit, because he can't fight the same way against the next opponent, because they're for sure going to try and pick him apart. But I will say that there was a text.
Yeah, his chief corner was, I believe, his girlfriend, wife.
Yeah, so here's the thing, guys. I really don't know who corners. I know it's his girlfriend, Mike Perry. I don't know if she has experience in fighting or not, or as a fighter. So I'm sorry if I look stupid right now.
No, hey.
I really don't know. So she was coaching him as if she knew a lot about fighting. So I don't know whether she knows a lot about fighting or she's just his girlfriend and he feels better with her in the corner. There was a lot of chicks in the corner.
Yeah, 5 fights tonight.
Not this
5
bad, but I'm
corners
just
had
saying
females.
I've never seen so many girls in the corner
4.
of a UFC card except tonight. But that being said, since the fight happened, old Colby Covington, he just
this is a low blow, man.
he just can't stay away from controversy, man. And he goes on Twitter. I feel bad reading it. I didn't even write it, you know?
Yeah.
But he goes on Twitter and says, "Hey, Platinum Perry, maybe having your ratchet horse-faced girlfriend as your head trainer isn't the smartest idea on the planet Earth." On planet Earth. Sorry, I added the E. But hey, it's a little dark when I screenshot it. But hey, when you're the product of cousins having sex, I'll kind of dilute it so it's not as bad. When you're the product of cousins having sex in Osceola, Florida, how strong can your decision-making skills be? UFC Orlando. That's kind of harsh,
Dude,
bro.
you don't talk about another man's woman, man.
He talked about Brazil.
Yeah. Didn't he get hit with a boomerang
He got hit by a boomerang.
That's something like that. This guy's always getting some weird shit.
Isn't he the one that talked about Brazil and saying all that trash about?
Probably his track record.
I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I want to say for the record, I don't think Platinum Perry's wife is a ratchet horse face.
No, I thought she was quite nice to look at.
Yeah. So that being said, he's just talking trash and
that's just shitty, man. I mean, talk shit about Perry if you want to, but don't bring his
Colby Covington is trying really hard to get a big fight. Sorry, to get a big fight, in case you missed that. He's trying really hard to get a big fight, and so he has to be in there, and it works, man. And in today's day and age, it works, you know. And like,
yeah, still, man,
we'll see what happens. That of all the tweets, fighters' reactions to the fight, that is the one that got like the most attention.
Well, of course, because it's below the belt, shitty.
Really below the belt, yeah. Yeah, Mike Perry wasn't happy. So anyway, like I said, man, I have all the respect for Mike Perry, all the respect for Griffin, especially after tonight. I didn't really know much about Griffin, to be honest with you, until tonight, but he made a statement. I'll be watching him now. He's definitely on his way up for sure. Great game plan, way to stay composed. When he took the big shots, he took them and he kept to his game plan. He didn't let them affect him. You know what I mean? Like when he got hurt, it wasn't like he cowered down or ran away. He just kind of sucked it up and then came back. So the next fight, OSP versus Latifi. Ilir Latifi. Okay.
From Sweden. It's from Sweden.
Yeah, and OSP's a scary dude. We've seen him fight how many times? I mean, like, so many times. He's fought everybody.
I think 17 fights in the UFC he's got already.
Yeah, and that was a brutal. So far we had the knockout with Ben Saunders, the knockout with Sam Alvey. A decision with Mike Perry and Griffin, but man, I mean, what better decision than that? That was a slugfest.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great fight. And then here we are with the Latifi and OSP, and that was one of the most brutal fights of the night, and it wasn't even a knockout.
He tapped too and still went to sleep.
That's sad. And I'm going to tell you from experience, it is absolutely brutal to go out by a guillotine. I'll go.
That's why you did the rear naked on me.
Yeah, I did. I took care of you. And let me tell you something, buddy. It is so much nicer going out to a rear naked choke than a guillotine, because it literally cuts, or not cuts, but it caves in your trachea, and you start feeling crunching, and like you feel like you're getting strangled. Like I remember tapping to Frank Shamrock one time, and like he hates when you tap, right? But he also puts you in guillotines that like crush your throat. And we're training. This is a problem I have with Frank Shamrock. This is why me and him butted heads later on in my career when I grew up and got a little bit better, you know, because I wanted to fight him. He big brothered me until I became the bigger brother, or at least equal brother, and then I wanted to fight him. And then we got over it. It was child play. But at the time, he got mad at me because he put me in a guillotine choke, and I tapped. And he didn't even care that he got me or whatever. He was mad because I tapped, and he knows I'm not like the type that taps from chokes and stuff like that. But it was a training session, and I thought I was dying. Like I literally, it hurt so bad I thought I was dying, and I felt shit cracking and caving in. And like I remember Javier got so mad because I tapped, and he wouldn't let go until I passed out. He passed me out completely. Oh. Yeah. Oh no, he wouldn't let go.
Oh, nice guy.
I didn't press charges, Frank, but he that was attempted murder, pretty much. Yeah. I was looking at it now. What's the statute of limitations on that?
I don't think it's 18 years.
Yeah, probably. He's probably good now. But I tapped and he didn't let me go. And Bobby Southworth came to my rescue, and Woke me up, and I was out for a while. That was the longest I've ever been out, and yeah, I was hurting, and I remember Javier got really mad because he was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "Dude, this guy's tapped. You let him go. It's not about this heart," because he's from the Lions Den, Frank Shamrock, and he has a point of he wanted tough guys because we had a lot of guys coming in there. He wanted a lot of guys coming in there that were like, tough and like mentally strong, and they weren't. And they was wasting our time dealing with these guys that send you these letters like, I'm going to train so hard, I'm going to work so hard,
I'm going to live there.
And you sacrifice for them and you help them out, and they don't turn out to be nothing. They're scared, right? So he was making sure I wasn't like that, and I had proven that up until that point. But for that specific time, I did tap, and it was training. It was fucking training. And I literally, if it was a rear naked choke, I'd have fought out like I had multiple times and got passed out. I've gotten passed out plenty of times in training. But it felt like it was caving my throat in. And Hav got real mad because he's like, dude, if you had killed him, the fuck, who do you think's responsibility that would be? He tapped. He was saying stop, and you didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have killed him or something. So,
I mean, this one,
fun fact for you guys.
The ref didn't see him tapping. It was on the other side.
Yeah,
which, by the way, that ref was 61 years old. And
yeah. So, anyway, long story short, but just to let you know, just from experience, a guillotine choke is a very painful choke to go out in. And for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks after that, it was really hard to eat. Like, every time I swallowed food, I could feel it. Like, it felt like my whole trachea was just like he definitely cracked some bones and broke shit in my throat for sure.
Well, now he broke your neck.
No, my throat, my trachea. Like, he didn't get to my neck.
I feel like there's bones in your trachea.
I heard him crunching, dude. Unless I had just ate Doritos and didn't chew up.
You had chicken in there?
Yeah, unless there was some food I forgot to swallow. Some shit crack or stuff was cracking for sure.
No garlic?
Yeah, mild garlic. Okay, so anyway, yeah, he did tap. We saw in the replay. The ref didn't see it. What can you do? But he went out so brutally, man, just completely face down.
He was out of it already before they even put that guillotine on him.
I hate seeing that, man.
Is it guillotine or guillotine? How do you say it?
Swickatine.
Well, oh, shit, I don't even know why I asked. All right, moving on.
I think it was a Swickatine. And there was someone tonight that had the Von Flue choke record for 4 times.
OSP.
OSP, right?
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
So he actually made up a choke that stuck by his name. And it became,
before the fight, remember I said you had a choke named after you too, and that's how I
didn't. I just stole the guillotine.
It doesn't matter. Still,
but he actually had a choke, and they're still talking about it.
All the fans love the beginning of the music.
But the question is, where is Jason Von Flue? Because you haven't heard about that guy in ages. But they're still talking about his choke. Be interesting to have him on the podcast, find out where he's at, what he's doing.
How do we even do that?
I don't know.
I think he has Facebook.
He's watching right now.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, 1.2 million people,
He's like, he'll contact us. So anyway, that was a crazy fight, and yeah, so big win for. Go ahead, say it.
Latifi.
Yeah, there you go.
A real Latifi.
We'll know his name now, right? Oh, and then after the fight, he calls out Daniel Cormier,
which was awkward, kind of.
It's fine. I mean, you got to call out opponents and act like you're ready for him, but he ain't ready for Daniel Cormier. Mm-mm. He's got a few more wins to go before he's going to title for or challenge Daniel Cormier.
Everybody's calling out Cormier now.
He's such a good guy, though, man. He's a good guy, Cormier.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know Latifi. All I saw is he's almost murdered somebody.
On the podcast,
Yeah. So
episode number 5, was it? Do you even know?
I think
you're
right.
So many stars. Who knows, huh?
Jeez, stop, dude. Stop. Right. Jessica Andrade and Tecia Torres. Amazing fight. These girls are absolutely savages. That was the next fight up on the roster, and I just gotta say, man, I don't know where Jessica Andrade gets her strength from. Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's Daniel Cormier, Dan Henderson type.
She did it like
takedowns.
6 times.
Holy shit! Talk about just lifting a girl up her same size and just flipping her and throwing her on her back like she's a rag doll. What? Multiple times.
Well, I think she holds the record for most fights in the UFC by a woman. I think with 13.
That's crazy. And she fought the champ. I mean, so it's not like she's right there, number 2 probably, right?
Yeah, she's probably got next title. What is it versus
Rose, and then I think she'll get the winner of that.
God, she's so strong, man.
But I mean, yeah, she completely outclassed Tecia Torres, and Tecia did good. I mean, she was trying to stay the outside. She was trying to fight the right fight.
She just got manhandled.
It was one of those things like Barboza fighting Khabib. I mean, she wasn't doing everything right, but she was fighting the best fight she could have fought there. I mean, she didn't back straight up. She was definitely moving around, taking as less damage as possible. Bicycle. Yeah, but it didn't help. I mean, when you're fighting a girl that strong, it's such a beast like Andrade.
It's actually one of the most entertaining female fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
So
they didn't get finished.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was exciting the entire time, and even though it was a decision, there was no disappointment whatsoever. I mean, there was some good ground pound, and there was some submission attempts. So there was a couple times when you were like, Tecia was almost pulling it out. You know, she was going for like the arm or the triangle or whatever, and she almost was get it.
Yeah, she did pretty well for being just so. I don't want to say weak compared to her, but obviously just
she was
class of strength.
I'm not saying she's weak. She looks like strong. They both look really strong, to be honest.
And she's fast as hell.
Tecia's got like this. I mean, she's got that strong body, but she was definitely 100% weaker than. 100% she was weaker than Andrade, dude. Andrade is another level. And if you look at her legs, not that I was looking at her legs, but from a fighter analyst perspective, her legs are huge. Not huge in a bad way.
I don't think you have to be a fighter analyst to say her legs are big.
I'm just saying, I wasn't like checking her out or anything, but I'm just saying her legs were huge, man. And that's where a lot of that strength comes from. Like that core and just that, she had like muscle bound legs. Huge lower body.
It helped her in this fight.
Not huge in a bad way, but I'm just saying huge in like a good way.
Muscular.
Yeah, muscular. Absolutely. And
the main event?
Yeah. So it ended in controversy. And it's still controversial. They're still going on about it right now.
Yeah.
So it was.
Well, there was. I personally think it was illegal to even. Well, first of all, the 2 elbows in the back of the head. Those are pretty. I mean,
well, it was Emmett versus Stevens. So let's go set it up.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So it's Emmett versus Stevens, and we knew this was going to be a crazy fight. We knew it was going to end in a knockout. Everyone predicted it was going to end in a knockout, and it didn't let down anyone. I mean, it was a brutal fight from the start. They were going at it. The punches were just, I mean, you knew something was going to connect eventually. Stevens managed to get him down, land a good punch. He rocked him, threw a knee while he was grounded. So he did throw an illegal knee. There's no doubt about that. Now, whether that knee connected going up is questionable, even on the replay, but it 100% connected going down. So here's my question. Now, I know the ref didn't stop it, so there's probably nothing they can do about it. But here's my question that maybe you guys can leave a comment below and tell me your thoughts on this. But here's my question on this. An illegal knee is an illegal knee. And in my opinion, if this knee hits the head of a downed opponent, it's illegal. It doesn't matter if it's going up, down,
sideways,
which way. So if he came up and missed the head but dropped it down, who's to say that you can't just come up and drop a knee on somebody? That's illegal. If it was like a Muay Thai side knee, right? Yeah. If I had a head right here and I was just coming up and just blasting knees down on somebody, that's illegal. Yeah. So what does it really matter? And then not only that, but then the elbows. Now, the elbows were definitely 100% in the back of the head. There's no doubt about that. But according to the rules, it's a very tricky rule set here.
He was tucking into him, so
as the head's moving and stuff, they're lenient on it because you can't possibly know where you're elbowing.
Exactly.
I think the problem lies, if you're going to place blame on Jeremy Stephens, I think if you're going to place blame, you should place blame on why did you try that knee?
So blatantly obvious.
You already had him. The elbows I understand, but why did you try that? Because the knee wasn't headed toward a shoulder or the midsection or the back. It was headed directly to the head, and it was very clear he was down. So even if he missed, why did he try that?
After the fight, he said because he was going to pull his hands up. You know, these new rules, you only need one hand down, which I get it. But when the entire lower body's on the ground, so he's fucking laying on the ground. You know, so why you would even try that? I figured he would know the rules. You know, but
hey, I'm not taking that away from Jeremy Stephens. That guy's an absolute fucking savage. I just think that
been around a long time.
If there's anything to blame him for, if you're going to go up to him and say, "I want to blame you for something on the fight," the only thing you can blame him for is going for a illegal knee. You know what I mean? Like not thinking about it, because I don't think nothing was intentional aside from that. That could have changed anything. I think you said Emmett's going to appeal this.
Bonus info for it. Yeah, Emmett will appeal this. So,
and what can they really do? I mean, I think the rule states that the ref has. Yeah, you can't use replay, and the rule states that you have to. The ref has to stop it. The ref has to see it. So it's
I guess they could change it to a no contest.
No, bro. They can't take away somebody's win if they don't have solid proof.
It's got to be some kind of penalty if he wins. I mean, or there wouldn't be an appeal process.
I mean, another weird thing to talk about here is, I mean, if the knee did land on the way down, and it was an illegal knee for sure, that was an illegal knee, but you know that didn't hurt him. Is there lenience? Like Daniel Cormier's argument, is there lenience on that? It doesn't matter if it hurts him. A legal knee is a legal knee. You know what I mean? So I don't know. This is a confusing one.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Another thing too is I don't know the update on this guy, so I might be off. I know we covered the fights, but Burns,
the guy that missed weight,
yeah, his fight got scrapped early on in the week, and we're talking like 3 or 4 days before the weigh-ins. So that's a sign that the UFC is really cracking down on these guys coming in.
Well, he was supposed to fight at 155, and
he was like 186. They said
that's 30 pounds. I mean, I get it. It's been done.
Now, I don't know if there's been updates, guys. So again, if I'm wrong here, don't bash me or nothing. I haven't checked since a day after this all came out, but there's not been a lot of press on it, at least at that time. It just got washed out. The fight got canceled and nobody cared, right? But the point is, my argument was on this, why didn't they give him until at least the night before the weigh-ins, check him again and see where he's at? Because water loading is a big part of these guys cutting weight. And I've been with fighters that's been 26 pounds over the day before weigh-ins. Or at least the morning or the night before the day before weigh-ins.
I've seen you lose 7 pounds in 1 hour.
So it's like
in LA,
when people are water loading, they can lose a ton of weight. I'm talking like 20 pounds, 25 pounds, and it's just water. So
they're probably just setting a precedence to.
But is it fair?
Shit in the
the question is it fair? Because he lost. I mean, we don't know for sure, but he probably lost his show money. Maybe he didn't lose his show money, but they definitely lost their win money. I'm sure. And his opponent
he technically did not make weight, so you can't really just. I mean, what is he getting anyway? 5,000 or 10,000 for the
I don't know. I mean, but the thing is, he definitely probably didn't make his win money. And his opponent didn't do nothing wrong. He showed up ready to fight. Yeah. So even if he gets his show money, what if he was counting on winning and getting that win money? So there was.
Sure he was.
I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I
just think they're trying to do the safety thing. You got the NFL with all
I
the
always want to resort.
crap.
I always want to side on safety.
Look at we got that fighter fighting in one championship.
Yeah.
Now, what is it? Welterweight's 205 just because it's your walking around weight?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if UFC is going to adopt that. But.
I mean, maybe they know things that we don't know. And like I said, I haven't followed up since then. It's just been on my mind for the last few days just because I've been thinking of like water loading and how that could possibly create someone to be so much bigger than they are. And I think that has to be taken into consideration because it's a way that people cut weight. And you're going to naturally put on they're drinking like a gallon or two a day. I mean, I kind of got out before this whole water loading thing started. But it's like they put on a lot of weight, man. But I've seen guys lose like 20 pounds like nothing just because they're drinking gallons of water, which is 7 pounds each, you know?
And they had to have known that going in. There's something we don't know.
So if any comments you guys want to have about that to discuss it, that's a small part of the whole thing. Obviously, wanted to break down the fights. Great night of fights. I was very entertained. There wasn't a bad card. Or I'm sorry, a bad fight on the card. It was great.
Not to change the subject, you know what's not entertaining?
What?
Is you beating me at horse on the new court.
Oh, yeah.
That really sucks, dude.
What a weird twist, but yeah.
You don't know how much that hurts me.
I can't believe you just admitted to the world that I beat you at horse. I've been saying that ever since we built this basketball court. Or we started to build this basketball court.
You know what happens when we play one-on-one.
Yeah.
Okay, good. As long
if you play by one-on-ones by yourself, or
that's just one.
Just you. If you play with me, no, that's all right. We're gonna keep playing. Anyway, we built a nice big basketball court at AKA Thailand, which we'll be putting on soon. But
just a quick plug, you know.
Yeah, good plug, and I can't believe you admitted that, man.
Yeah,
hats off to you for that.
Hey, you know I lost.
But I will say you beat me twice the day before. So
well, we had to extend the rules for you.
We played horse.
I beat you at horse, and
then we changed it to horsey
because I beat you.
Then we changed it like horsies, and then we changed it like
AKA,
then AKA Thailand. Yeah. So we played until I won, but then I fairly won yesterday.
We got a lot of people coming in April. They're talking shit to me on the thing, so we got to get our skills up by April.
You would be surprised how excited people are about this basketball court. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But we're going to keep this under 30 minutes, guys. So hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Amazing card, amazing fights. I want to thank our sponsor, AKA Thailand, as we just mentioned. Mm-hmm. So we're going to leave you with a closer look at AKA Thailand right now.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. The great Mike Swick. He's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here, AKA Thailand, is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
So anyway, that's the new gym commercial. We're just proud of it. So we have to show you guys. It is our sponsor. And a lot of you guys that are watching this podcast are coming out. A lot of you guys are here. And so it's really cool to see you guys show up that have watched the podcast and meet you, and you talk about the podcast and talk about the gym and everything. But I want to thank you guys for watching. We are at 1.1 million views, I think, for the channel, and 4,200 and something subscribers. So we're getting there, man. We're getting there. And
not bad for 7 months.
Now we're getting there, and 50,000 you're going to fight. So, I mean, I think that multiplies faster as time goes on. So this could happen relatively soon, hopefully. If we get really cool and like say funnier shit and people start subscribing, because you guys are watching, you got to click the subscribe button. That's the only way he's going to fight. So click the subscribe button. Leave comments, guys. Let us know what you think about the card. Let us know what you think about the weight cut issue problem that we talked about. I want to thank Reddit, the Underground Forum. Big shout out to you guys. We actually have a Reddit page. So if you go to Reddit/r/RQMS podcast, we're posting all the videos on Reddit. If you ask any questions or comment, we will answer them. We will go there, and that will be our little hub for communicating with you guys and having conversations about either the videos or what's coming next. I think you can post too. I'm kind of new to the Reddit thing, but I think you can actually make posts as well, and we'll come and answer those. So again, that's RQMS podcast on Reddit. Marc at Marc Bogutzki Instagram.
Oh shit.
At Mike_Swick at Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Big shout out to Rosworth, I believe. I hope I'm saying that right, but he's sending us a basketball. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So cool. Again, we accept free shit. I'm not above asking for it, but
apparently not.
It's nice getting stuff in the mail, you know.
All right. I never get anything in the mail. You're
ask
always
for
asking.
something. You ask.
I don't want anything, dude.
You don't want anything.
Too shy. Hey, thanks guys for viewing.
Send him something.